First of all, I don't look at it as a list. I look at them as human beings. They are my subscribers. They are people. They're subscribers. And I want to know, and I'm going to tell you my secret sauce for monetizing my list probably better than a lot of email marketers do.
You're watching the Marketing Misfits with Norm Farrar and Kevin King.
Senor Farrar, ¿qué pasó?
I'm doing fine. How about you, sir?
Just checking in on you. You know, after you were in Austin a few weeks ago eating some good old Tex-Mex. I just wanted to make sure, you understood ¿qué pasó? Make sure, everything's going good after those beans and rice.
When I got back, guess what I'm having for supper tonight?
What? It's beans and rice?
Beans no, I'm having some burritos.
I figured it'd be mac and cheese with ketchup on it or something.
It's the only way to eat it, but I can't believe you don't eat mac and cheese without ketchup. It's like not having ketchup chips.
I think every time you come to my house, because Norm a few weeks ago was at my place. We were working on a new business venture what we're doing together, and also going to a conference called Scalable. About growing your business, which is really good. But we spent a few days brainstorming and working on this project we're working on. And Norm's always like, my refrigerator, I think is his favorite part of the house. Or I don't know if it's that or the humidor. It's either the refrigerator or the humidor, or maybe both.
You know what? I'm not going to discriminate.
See, Norm comes in. Norm's got this habit. Whenever he gets excited, he goes like this. So every time we drive somewhere, we get out of the car, and he gets out of the car, we're going to walk to the elevator. He's like, "All right, cigar time."
What are we going to have tonight?
After having a cigar, it's like, what am I going to have? Ice cream or a cookie or some gummy bear?
Pastrami.
That's pastrami. Yeah. Yeah, you fell in love with that pastrami, I think.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. So there's a little place outside of Austin where one night I was like, Norm, what do you want to eat? And gave him some options, and he's like, these are closer, but we can take a 25-minute drive and go to this really cool place on the edge of town. He's like, let's do it. It's a pizza place that has this oven they brought in from Italy, and they bring in a lot of their ingredients in from Italy. So everything, the cheese, the tomato sauce, everything tastes differently. And they make these amazing wood fire burned pizzas in 3 minutes. They cook for 3 minutes.
They were the best. Oh my God.
They're really good. 4 ingredients total. And then they also do pastrami and sourdough bread. And so we got some pastrami to go. And that Norm was he really enjoyed munching on that the last couple days.
It was about 2 a.m. when I got to enjoy it, but
hey, but that's your late night snack, post cigar snack is always good. Speaking of post cigars and something that's always good is our guest today. She's a old school marketer doing really cool stuff right now. I had her on the AM/PM podcast. For those listening, Norm and I both have individual podcasts. You have Lunch with Norm,
yep,
and I have AM/PM podcasts. Those focus more heavily on the Amazon, Walmart type of marketplace stuff, unlike Marketing Misfits. But I had her on there. We talked about some amazing stuff, and doing that, she's like, I used to do this and this and this, and I'm doing this and this and this. Like, you got to come on the Misfits podcast because you're like the perfect misfit. She has a warehouse in Arizona, and she still drives the forklift. I mean, when the pallets come in, she's out there on the forklift driving it up and down the aisles in her warehouse. I mean, she's one of these true hustlers, and she's a really smart lady. Done a lot, so I can't wait for you to meet her, Norm.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it. I've never met her.
Yep. Well, let's bring her on. Her name's Barbara Drazga. Barbara.
All right.
How are you doing today? That's true. There are. We actually know someone that actually helped a brand launch an entire line of pink power tools that sold exceptionally well, aimed specifically at women.
I bought them.
Oh, you bought them?
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah.
I put big googly eyes on my forklift.
Oh, did you have
I
that?
name all my equipment is named. Ellie for elephant is the forklift. Oh yeah. It's a girl.
Oh, elephant's the name of the forklift?
Her name is Ellie, short for
Ellie.
Ellie.
Oh, Ellie.
She can
Elliot.
lift heavy things. Yeah. Hello. Doesn't
So
everybody?
what's a pallet jack called?
Well, I have 3 of them. So the one with the all right, now you're just trying to be silly with me. You're embarrassing me. All
What
right,
are the names
no,
of pallet jacks?
I have to remember. Big Blue is the blue one. He was the first one I got, so he was like he's my baby. And then the red one I didn't name because she misbehaves and I don't like her. Like she's hard to pull, so I know I'm going to be adopting her out somewhere because I don't want to name her and become attached to her. Yeah. So anyway,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Barbara, you're a misfit. You're truly a misfit.
I am. And I before we get started, can I just say something about this mac and cheese with ketchup thing you got going? All right. So first of all, Norm, it's so nice meeting you. I haven't met you before, but if we ever do lunch with Norm, I'm going to do the mac and cheese the right way, and that means with hot dogs.
Oh, that's the best. Mac and cheese with hot dogs.
Or
Yeah,
tuna
little
fish.
sliced up hot dogs.
Yeah. Oh, but you have to put the hot dogs in a pan first with some butter and get that little crispy, and then you put it. Is everybody hungry now? Right.
I boil them. I boil them.
But
Or
then you
tuna
put ketchup on. It's so
Oh,
good.
No. Stop. Okay. Or tuna fish, mac and cheese and tuna fish. That works too. Anyway, I just had to put that 2 cents in because I was cringing when you guys were talking about putting ketchup on your.
Yeah, I saw him do that. I was like, "What the heck are you doing?" He's like, "This is the way you eat it. This is
It's
delicious."
the way.
I'll try it some way. And the fact that I know what that's a reference to speaks to my misfit-itis.
That's awesome. So, Barbara, for those that don't know who you are, what's your story? What the heck? Who are you?
I'm the deal diva.
You're the deal diva.
Yeah, and the colored, like I am totally a misfit. I'm not the normal girl. That nickname was given to me by a guy. I buy and sell at auctions, and I buy a lot of liquidation loads. And about 10 years ago, I was at this auction, and this big guy, I mean, he was this big, tall guy. He wanted something really bad, and he would get mad at me if I won against him. So he stuck himself in front of me, between me and the auctioneer, and all I had to do was do this over his shoulder, and the auctioneer would take my bid. Didn't even have to make eye contact. I won the bid. The guy swung around to see who beat him, and he said, "Oh, you're just a deal diva, aren't you?" And I decided I was going to lean into that. I made a logo and everything.
That's awesome.
I have T-shirts. I have mouse pads. So yeah, I'm known as the deal diva because a lot of deals come to me, fall into my lap in my e-commerce business, and it all stems from relationships. Because if I didn't have the relationship with the auctioneer that I could do that wouldn't have happened. So that's one of my backstories.
Have you ever seen this guy again? And were you wearing your Deal Diva shirt?
I wasn't wearing my deal diva shirt, but to him, he completely forgot that moment. I mean, I made a brand out of it. He completely forgot he did that. We saw each other at another auction like 5 years later. "Hey, how you doing, Barbara? Haven't seen you in a while." I'm like, "Thank you."
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, but before you were doing all these, became the deal diva and doing all this liquidation and deals and stuff.
Yeah.
You were doing like, you're an old school marketer. Like you've been around the block a few times and done a couple things.
Right. So first of all, maybe not good to use the word old and been around the block a few times.
Oh, that's very, very true. That was not the best.
Kevin, really? Most doesn't. So yeah, I've been doing. You can tell I'm a little bit of a wise. I'm not sure if we can say that word, but wise guy. So yeah, I've been doing, selling online physical products, 1996. And I started my first publishing company in 2002 in the global energy industry and just launched right into email marketing. Didn't even have a website, didn't know anything, didn't know what I was doing. And it's just all kind of went from there, grew from there. I held my first conference called the Women's Web Workshop, which was the first and only women's-based workshop in 2005 for women wanting to learn internet marketing, it was called at the time. And I had like Laurel Langmeyer, like people who are like famous now who are nobody then. And I had one token male in the room. He was Andrew from the local massage studio or school, giving massages for tips in the back of the room. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. The Women's Web Workshop. You could probably check the Wayback Machine and find the really bad web page I had for the Women's Web Workshop in Denver, Colorado. But that was a lot of fun, and it just kind of grew from there.
So that's the time, 2002. That's the perfect time to like not know what you're doing and be in email marketing, because there wasn't all the sophisticated spam traps and all the sophisticated DKIM and SPF and all that kind of crazy stuff back then.
Nothing. There was like Constant Contact and Aweber and I think Infusionsoft. There were only a couple of EMSs that existed, so it was an interesting time. Yeah,
I remember around that time, between about 1998 and 2002, I was actually sending out 250,000 emails a day. I had a newsletter that was going out and that drove people back to a website that had a photo of the day of a sexy model, a sexy girl, and then we had jokes, and we had a joke section. We had a news on there, and we had all this stuff. And I remember we had these set up to where there was no sophisticated system like Beehive or Constant or some of these tools that are out there like now, these CRMs. And so we had to develop our own system, and we were doing it cron jobs on the hour that would send out. People could choose the hour of day they got the email. So we would have, whatever, 7,000 go out at 7 a.m. and 9,000 go out at 10 a.m. And it just got to be, everything went to the inbox. Everything was like, we did millions of dollars of sales off the back end of this. And we had, but then all of a sudden around, I can't remember what year it was, maybe 2003, 2004, somewhere around there, canned spam came out and a bunch of other stuff came out, and it basically killed us because everything started going to spam or not deliverable. And we would get on Howard Stern show and it just blow up our, back when he was on public radio, public, not satellite, but public. And he was on every station across the US, and our server, we'd have to be someone at the server place restarting it every 2 minutes because it'd blowing it up. And we'd add 5,000 subscribers or something from being on his show. Nice. So those were the fun days. So that's the right time to be learning.
I crashed my server once. This was back in the day when, all there's ClickFunnels, there's all these like Go High Level. I was coding in Front Page.
Oh, yeah.
That's what there was. I was creating funnels in Front Page. And I created a funnel for a series of renewable energy reports. And I placed an ad in a renewable energy email newsletter, and it was my birthday. And I'd taken my staff out to dinner, and suddenly my phone starts blowing up with my web developer saying, "What did you do? The server just crashed. We got all this traffic. I think, we're being, somebody's trying to take us down." And it turns out that I drove so much traffic from that ad because nobody was doing ads asking for opt-ins. No one was driving traffic with click here to download your free report, which now is like the norm. But back then, that ad was an anomaly. So it stood out in that newsletter, and it was a renewable energy newsletter that was going straight to a renewable energy product, and it crashed my server, and I had a 52% opt-in rate, which is really cool, which is pretty crazy.
Wow.
But that's my story for crashing my server by driving traffic from one ad. It's kind of cool.
It's kind of a scary feeling. It's kind of a good feeling. Kind of a good feeling too.
Wait, how much of the marketing?
It's like a badge of honor. It's like a badge of honor.
Yeah. Does that make me like a total geek? That my best birthday was like the 22 days I went to Italy. Right, that was one, and then two was when I crashed my server driving traffic. Makes me a geek.
So renewable energy. What is that? That's before it became sustainability was a cool thing to do. What was?
Well, my target market is corporations. So I still have, if you go to renewablenews.com and energyandbuildings.com, I still have that publishing company. It's my target market, and my customers are like Department of Energy, ExxonMobil, governments around the world, their energy division, etc. So
back in 1996, you were on the cutting edge. You were an innovator. So I'm kind of curious. I love talking to innovators because you're up against some really hard odds. You've got all these people. You've got the people that, oh, this looks interesting with email marketing,
Yeah.
but you've got 80% of the people aren't really buying into it, probably for a while. And then you got these followers that are going to wait until 2024 to even get in on it. So how did you tackle that?
So I actually started in 2020 or 2001 is when I first entered internet marketing, not 1996, but
Hold it. So 2021?
1996 is when I sold my first physical products on eBay. That was beginning of my
okay.
e-commerce journey. And then 2001 was when I launched into my publishing company. That being said, to address your question, I never compared myself to what other people were doing. It was like, okay, I have this asset. I have these energy industry conferences that I have negotiated to sell on commission. Now we call it affiliate sales, but back in the day, there was no name for it.
Mm-hmm.
I negotiated with the producers to get a 25% commission if I marketed their $2,100 energy conference, and I had an email list because I was producing conferences in the energy industry, and I had the email list of all the speakers and attendees, and I put them together and made money right out of the gate. And it was all accidental. There was no like planning. Gee, I wonder if there's anything to the email. Like none of that. It was just jumping on an opportunity without doing any groundwork.
A lot of people are afraid to, even back then, to use an email list. They're like, "Oh, I don't want to bother anybody. I don't want to."
That fear still exists.
It still happens today. People have. I don't know. Norm was telling me a buddy of his has a email list of
300. Sorry, that one had 160,000 emails, and he would not send it out.
It would not send anything to them. I'm like, what is your mental malfunction here?
Yeah.
That's a gold mine. And so many people in the e-commerce space, I mean, there's the internet marketers that they'll blast you 17 times a day and they don't care. But a lot of people, I think that's what scares people is like, I don't want to be one of them because I hate it when they do that to me and I get all these, but you don't have to do 17 times a day. But there's people that are highly successful sending a single email every day. Newsletters are a big thing right now. That's a permission to email. It's granted permission to email, and you put your marketing message in there. But even besides that, why do you think so many people are afraid to use an email list that they've built up?
That's a great question. In fact, my coaching student last Wednesday, Karen, I told her to set up a promotion to do a flash sale on one of her products. 4 days. Here's the day one. You do this, 2, 3, 4, 5. And well, I don't know if I want to email them. I don't want people to opt out. And the answer is they're not your ideal client. If they were on your list because they were a freebie seeker or whatever, and you're sending a very respectful 1 and then 2 and then 2 or 1 or 2, 1, 1 and 4. That's my formula. 2 emails on day 1, then 1, 1, and then 4 on the last day. And if they're going to opt out, then they're never going to buy from you anyway.
And now a word from one of our sponsors, one of Norm and I's favorite tools, Stack Influence.
Are you looking to quickly boost new Amazon product launches or scale up existing listings to reach first page positioning? The influencer platform Stack Influence can help. Stack Influence pushes high volume external traffic sales to Amazon listings using micro-influencers. And guess what? You only have to pay with your products. They've helped up-and-coming brands like Magic Spoon compete with Cheerios for top category positioning, while also helping Fortune 500 brands like Unilever launch their new products. Right now is the best time to get started with Stack Influence to crush it during this holiday season.
That's right, Norm. Sign up today at stackinfluence.com or click the link in the video below and mention Misfits. That's right, Misfits, MISFITS, to get 10% off your first campaign. Head over to stackinfluence.com right now.
So I think the not wanting to bother people is a people-pleasing thing.
I think people, I don't know.
I don't want people to be mad at me. I don't want them to judge me, right?
Yeah, or
So,
like you just said, they're going to cancel. I don't want them to cancel. It took a lot of effort, but it's
but
exactly
I
what you
want them to
said.
cancel. Here's my perspective is opposite. If they're never going to buy from me and they don't, they're only going to open something if they get something for free, and they're going to complain, and I want those people to go away, because my open rates my deliverability, my open, my click through, everything will be better, will improve when those people aren't on my list.
Yeah, I do that with my newsletter. I mean, I have kicked off over 4,000 people, including some people that we know a few times,
No,
because they don't open and click. If they don't
You
open and
you
click, at
can
least
say it
Norm's been kicked off a couple times
three times. 3 times.
because he didn't open and click. He's like, I was like, did you get the newsletter? Yeah, I don't know. I
Oh, yeah,
saw
the
it.
first thing I do, but I got to say, the first thing I do with the BBDS is that I read the stump Bezos, but then I scroll all the way to the bottom to see the answer.
Uh-huh.
And I bet you a lot of people do that and then don't actually scroll back up to read stuff. Fix
But
that.
you open, but you my rule is you have to fix that. Don't scroll all the way back up. But the whole point is to get you to scroll down so you see something on the way, but you don't scroll
But
back up.
I'm like, but okay, but the way I scroll is zoom all the way to the bottom to find the answer.
And then you bail on the whole thing.
I don't bail. But the last time I did that, I thought, you know what? I should tell him maybe he should try something else to see if click-through rates improve, where people give him the answer right away, like one article and then the answer, to see if the click-throughs on the next articles. I'm just saying,
Well,
test it.
the hot news section is at the bottom, right above that, and that's in one of the most clicked areas of the newsletter.
Interesting.
So look at those hot links, that like hot news or whatever it's called. And then any kind of tool, always any kind of AI tool, any kind of tool, always massive clicks. And then what's at the top? But if you don't open and click at least once a month, I kick you off, because exactly what you said, you're not my ideal customer.
Yep.
And there's emails, marketing emails I get from people in the Amazon space that I delete 9 out of 10. It just comes in, I delete it, but I don't unsubscribe, because every once in a while I want to see what the hell they're doing, or they'll say something. This is someone I follow, but so I'm still, I guess, in their avatar or whatever. But yeah, I think so many people. But the power of email.
Instead of removing them, removing them, not that you asked me my opinion, but I can't help myself. Maybe strip them out, put them in a separate list, and then a month later say, hey, we noticed we didn't want to bother you, so we took that, and do another warm-up series, see if you can warm back. I'm sure you do. Yeah, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I do. I do that.
And that's how Norm got back on.
Yeah. Oh, they get the when they don't get permanently deleted. They get the emails that if someone pays me right now, I charge $3,000 for a solo email.
Nice.
To go out into the list, and that includes those people. So those people are still included until they unsubscribe. It's on 2 different systems, 2 different email service providers. Everything is separated. So if they unsubscribe from that one, it doesn't affect the other one.
Nice.
So I'm pretty good on all that. But back on the email marketing. So why the power of segmenting? A lot of people, one, they might build an email list, but they don't segment it. I mean, they don't actually know who's the multi-buyers. They don't know how did they come in to the list. They don't know. They're not putting any kind of tags. Talk to me about how important that is to actually not just have. I got a list of, like Norm said, of 160,000, but to actually know what type of buyer, what the profile of them is, where the source of those was. How important is all that to know when you're?
There are like 8 questions in there, so let me break this down.
Yep.
First of all, I don't look at it as a list. I look at them as human beings. They are my subscribers. So it's not this list, which is like this, esoteric thing. They are people. They're subscribers. And I want to know, and I'm going to tell you my secret sauce for monetizing my list, probably better than a lot of email marketers do. I get to know about them right out of the gate. My first email in my welcome sequence, and also sometimes I'm still testing both, right after opt-in on the thank you page, I send them to a survey, and I just use Google Forms. I've used SurveyMonkey. I mean, there's so many survey programs out there, but Google Forms, it does everything I need it to do. And I really drill down and tell me what you love. For instance, I did this. I'm doing a campaign now. I launched about 90 days ago to farm girls women who like the farm life, and most of them live on farms and they have farm animals. And I started a subscription box because I want more recurring revenue, monthly revenue. And I built an email list of almost 20. I'm almost up to 2,500, like 2,463 this morning, I think it was. And with ad spend that was completely covered in the welcome sequence by putting a product in front of them that I just threw together because I had it in stock. So what I found out about them when I sent the first welcome email, and it was, tell me about yourself. I want to know what you love about living the farm life. Tell me, what is your favorite animal? What kinds of things do you like to get that make you happy? And the responses to those blew me out of the water because I thought cows would be chickens and cows in that order. Wait, did you see my, hang on, I have Gertrude. This is Gertrude. This is my taxidermy chicken, and this is a dog poncho that I sell. So I was kind of in the farm girl market, which led me to doing the subscription box. So anyway, it turns out horses by far were the most popular animals, and T-shirts and sweatshirts were first and second in what they'd want to get in a box. And I thought it would be like luggage and totes and drinkware. So in doing that survey right out of the gate, I pivoted, and the very first box that went out, it mailed last week, was all horse stuff. So I could make them super happy right out of the gate. Like I was going to do a chicken box, the first box, and the first box ended up being a horse box with a T-shirt, a tote bag, and some jewelry and some fun stuff. So by doing a Google form or any kind of survey right from the beginning, I start making a connection with them because I'm asking them not to take a survey. I forget how I worded it. I can look. Tell me what you love or something. I made it about them, right? They're people. It's not just a list. Those are people. Those are humans. And
how many of them actually opted in to give you that information? 10%, 20%, 50%?
I'd have to check on my opt-in rate. My opt-in rates on my ads were, my click-through rates on my ads were the highest I've ever had. I want to say they were 24% or something like that.
So how many gave you the additional information? It's enough to actually make an educated decision.
I'd have to check. Probably about 400 or so last I checked out of 2,500 emails. That's pretty darn good.
That's good. Yeah.
That's pretty darn good. And then the second email was an offer for a Bach box, which is a chicken tote with a chunky bracelet and a pair of chicken earrings. And it was 20% off that. So it was $25 product that I have for like $8 is my cost, if that, with poly and label, $8. And I converted enough of those to the chicken tote that I already had in stock. So it was already I already had the stuff in stock. It wasn't like I had to go source it. So all of those sales paid for all of my ads and then some. So I profited before I even launched the actual subscription box a month later.
That's awesome.
And now I can really dial in because think about it. If I know what they want ahead of time, then I decrease my churn rate on the subscription box because they're looking forward. Now the first thing they get is horses, which they love. Now they're looking forward to the next thing, not hoping it might be something they like because I cheated. I know what they want.
So when you're doing the next step, are you doing any value added or are you just targeting them with another promo?
So the value add for the first promo was it's a $50 box. I gave them 10% off and a free gift, a free surprise gift. And then I packed the box. And because I buy liquidation, so a lot of boxes that are selling for $50 or $55 have maybe 4 things in it. One thing of high value and then some little stuff. But because of the way that I source, my profit margin is 65% already on the first boxes, which is 50% is about the norm, 40 to 50% in the subscription business is about the norm. But because I know how to source, and I got a lot of stuff locally from some local liquidators. What was your question? Sorry.
I was asking about, like, people are receiving these emails, so they'll be constantly receiving the emails. Right. Do you send out any value emails?
So email number 3 was not just a thank you for filling out the survey. Everybody got it, was coloring book pages of farm animals. Coloring pages of farm animals. And then we have a Fry-Yay newsletter, F-R-Y-A-Y, Farm Girl Fry-Yay newsletter, which is like jokes that people who live on a farm would like. And a link to an article, kind of like what Kevin does, only for women who like farm animals.
Now, are you writing that, or do you have a staff or AI doing this, or how do you?
I started with AI, and then I put my voice to it because I have a distinctive voice. I'm kind of tongue in cheek and fun, and I never want to just use copy and paste AI. People can tell. I can tell that it's not original. And if I'm talking to people, then I want them to know that I'm talking to them, not some AI copy and paste. It's about that relationship.
So you're doing this most of this yourself. You don't have like a team or an agency or something.
I don't have a team or an agency yet. And here's why. It was my first subscription box project. And my personality is if I'm going to launch something, I want to do it, learn, see where I need to tweak and fail and set up processes. And then as I scale, then I know what to outsource. And during that learning period, I'm setting up SOPs so I can outsource. If I outsourced right away, I wouldn't be able to see where the areas are that I could get better or what was not working that could work better. So I'm doing all of this myself, but it's only the first box. I'm headed into this second box in about 2 weeks. It's going out, and I've learned some things. Like somehow, I don't know how, because I swear to God I had it tracked. Somehow everybody who ordered a large shirt got a 2XL. So I had the piles next to each other in my offices, and I pulled the 2XLs and put them in the large boxes and the XL. So I sent everybody I screwed up on a shirt. But I didn't pay a lot for the shirts. But I was going to make sure they got what they needed and then told them to keep it, give it to a friend, wear it as a night shirt, etc. So I'm going to fix my processes when I pack my boxes for this month. I don't know how I did. I swear to God, I thought I had it all organized. So things like that. I can't blame it on anybody, can I? I did it.
No, you can't even blame it on Ellie.
Can't blame it on anybody, which means my process wasn't clean, or I was tired, or I was distracted, or something. So now I get to fix that.
So go ahead, Norm.
Most of your traffic, your external traffic's coming from ads.
For this one, Facebook ads. Yeah, I haven't. Go ahead, finish your question.
Yeah, is there any way that you can leverage all these other lists that you've built?
Sort of. So the people, it's for sassy farm girls. So I really dialed in the ads and the demographics. I have other lists of various people where they might be crossover, but I don't want to burn those lists if they're not actually interested in. They might be, maybe a few people are interested in farm. I don't want to burn those lists because there might be a few people on there.
Right.
Yeah, you can actually do some demographic stuff. There's tools out there that will actually take your 2463 farm girl people and actually overlay that against your other list and actually find the ones most likely to match. And then you don't email the whole 100,000 or however many on the other list. You email the 1,700 that are actually most likely to match. There's some cool tools that will do that, and they're fairly good. I mean, you're going to have a couple that are like unsubscribe me, but the vast majority, you're not burning the list really. And
I'd be interested in knowing that tool. What I've decided to do next, however, is to reach out to. I identified one. I wouldn't call her an influencer. She's a lady who's really well known in the farm girl circles. She raises and breeds racehorses, and she is prolific with content. I mean, prolific. She has hundreds of thousands of people viewing her. And everything from my calf is sick. Here's what I do. When your chickens won't lay eggs, here's what happens. And I binge watched her videos and binge watched her whole Facebook and her YouTube and saw that and on her website, she had product. She was doing print on demand t-shirts with her horses. Like people want to buy stuff because her horses are on the t-shirt. I was like, well, this is interesting. And then one of her videos had box openings. People would send her gifts and stuff and products, and she would open it up on camera. I reached out to her yesterday. I wanted to wait until I got my box out. She's predominantly, she owns a very famous racehorse called like VS Red that is highly valued in the breeders market. And it was like $100,000. And she makes a lot of her money on the breeding of that horse. So we know that a lot of the people who follow her are horsey girls. So I reached out, she sent an email with Halloween products, t-shirts and stuff. And I responded offering to send her my box and let her know I have an affiliate program. I got a response this morning saying, send it on over with her shirt size.
Oh, awesome.
2XL. I have plenty of those because I sent the wrong one. Right? So I will send her that box because if she's got, I forget, it's Katie Van Syke, I believe. I don't know I can't remember how many people she had on her page, but it was like in the millions. That one lead right there will have a net effect more so than seeing if there's like a dozen people on one of my other lists who like.
No, it will. It will.
Right.
No. Tell me about this 2114.
Oh, that was just for her particular promotion. It's I'm calling Karen, who the Pretty Pickleball Company. If you're into pickleball, go follow her, the Pretty Pickleball Company. But she produces high-end paddles, themed paddles that are just gorgeous. U.S. Pickleball approved. We've been working together. She was just an Amazon seller back about a year and a half ago, about 20 months ago, when we started working together, and we identified this niche, and then we went all in. And she wanted to do a flash promotion because in between promotions of her paddles, she also had these cute bag sets. So I said, okay, let's do just a 4-day promotion. And on day 1, you're going to send 2 emails warming them up. On day 2 and 3, you send 1 email each to remind them that closing day on day 4 is they have till 11:59 tonight to buy, and that's when you.
Wait, back up one second. Let's break this down a little bit.
Day 1, 2 emails.
Day 1, the 2 emails to warm up. What does that mean? So people listening, what's a warm up email mean? What's that? What's an idea of what's inside that? Just generally.
Basically, hey, we're doing a flash promotion. We wanted to get our bags into your hands so you could look really adorable on the pickleball court. This coming weekend, we only have 50 available, and we're going to give you a 50% off coupon, but you have to buy by Thursday night, something like that. That wasn't the exact promotion, but something like that.
So that's warm up number 1. What's warm up number 2? That's the first one.
And then the second one is a teaser of the actual 3 bags. There's a purple one, a teal one, and a pink one with photos of those in there and saying, hey, check out which one is your favorite color. Tell us which one's your favorite color. Respond to this email telling us which one's your favorite color. I think it was. And then a reminder.
Neither one of these asks for the sale or with a link to the sale, or they do?
They do have links to the sale, but soft. We do the hard close on the last day. And we push the deadline on the last day. So day 2 and 3, most of your sales are going to come in right before your promotion ends, right? You'll get that initial pop, and then the days in between are kind of but you want to keep in front of them. You don't want to just send emails on day 1 and day 4. You have to keep it top of mind. Hey, Friday's coming. We just wanted to let you know we still have pink, blue, and purple in stock, and et cetera, et cetera. I don't remember the exact verbiage. And we did use AI to help write those emails, but then I took that AI and completely massaged it using psychological triggers. Mm-hmm. So instead of, we use the word like, hey, check out the purple bag and what we've matched it with. One of our models is wearing a cute little lavender skirt and a white top, and it matches the purple bag set. But we use the word check out instead of go see or go look. So just these little psychological triggers. I don't think AI, it doesn't do it the way I do it. Maybe I shouldn't say, maybe it sounds egotistical. AI is not giving me the way that I have been writing emails. It's not giving me that yet. So
it'll do it if you model it after a well-known copywriter that does that. So if you tell it, write in the style of Perry Belcher, write in the style of Dan Kennedy, or whoever may do those kinds of things, right, it will actually do that.
Okay, I'll get better at prompting AI. I'm not even remotely admitting that I'm like great at AI. Not at all.
So those are those 2, and then the last day it's 4.
Those days are urgency, all about urgency. There's one in the morning, one at lunchtime when people take a break to eat lunch and they're at the computers and they're checking email, etc. And stay-at-home moms are, waiting for the kid to be picked up at school, and then we wait about 6 hours and then do the last 2 in the evening. We don't send any in the afternoon. Like 3, 4, 5 is not a good time in my opinion, not a good time to be sending emails. 2, 3, 4. So
where in this sequence do you see the most unsubscribes? Which email do you actually see where the biggest unsubscribe is? Is it like after the 3rd or 4th one, they're like, leave me the F alone?
I don't know. I haven't dug into, I'll just be honest, I haven't dug into the stats for that to find out what we can find out.
I'm just curious to see
I would
where.
think I would think it would be the final day. Like those last couple of emails are like, all right, already, shut up. I bought, I'm not buying, go away. I would think the people who
Do
are
you
going to,
omit the people that bought? Do you actually? So if they bought on day one, do you omit them from the sequence after that so they're not bothered,
we
or they're
should,
still getting it?
I don't know if we did, but we should.
Yeah, you should
That
omit
being
them.
said, what we did do is people who added to cart on day one, we emailed them again on day 5 after the promotion ended. We emailed them saying, hey, look, we see you were on the fence. Maybe you're waiting for your paycheck to come in or whatever. We just wanted to give you 24 hours, give you till tonight to just to pick up any last orders we could.
Now, a quick word from our sponsor, Levanta. Hey, Kevin, tell us a little bit about it.
That's right, Amazon sellers. Do you want to skyrocket your sales and boost your organic rankings? Meet Levanta, Norm and I's secret weapon for driving high-quality external traffic straight to our Amazon storefronts using affiliate marketing. That's right. It's achieved through direct partnerships with leading media outlets like CNN, Wirecutter, and BuzzFeed, just to name a few, as well as top affiliates, influencers, bloggers, and media buyers, all in Levanta's marketplace, which is home to over 5,000 different creators that you get to choose from.
So are you ready to elevate your business? Visit get.levanta.io/misfits. That's get.levanta, LEVANTA.io/misfits, and book a call, and you'll get up to 20% off Levanta's gold plan today. That's get.levanta.io/misfits.
Have you done on your landing page, like from your Facebook ads, for example, that are going that you've captured the 2463 from? And what about the people that go there to check it out? They click on the ad, but they don't give the email. What are you doing to capture them?
Nothing. I know. I'm not retargeting. I know.
But you're
Bad
not
girl.
using
Bad marker.
retention.com or data zap or anything to actually grab about 30 to 40% of those email addresses that they didn't even give to you?
Nope. Did not do it, which is not to say, do as I say, not as I do, which is not to say you shouldn't be doing it. I had a lot on my plate, and I frankly didn't expect I was going to get the opt-ins I got. It was an experiment. And there's a lot of women out there. I sell stuff for chickens. I wonder if there are other farm girls, and it kind of took on a life of its own. And my ad, it's crazy. I've never done an ad with no freebie. My ad was simply, if you go to thefarmgirlbox.com, it's sign up for the wait list. I didn't offer them a download of anything. So the quality of the leads was better than people who were just freebie seekers, I found. And that was a surprise. So I'm afraid to change the ad.
Well, that's the wait list is actually powerful because people want to get in, or they even when instead of buy or purchase, it's apply. Because people want to feel like they're selected or that they won something. So that's a hot trend right now in landing page and email marketing is wait list or apply instead of purchase or buy. That's hot right now.
Almost like a reverse psychology. What do you mean I can't buy right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, Norm and I are we've done that on a couple of our projects where it's join the wait list and we'll let you know. And pretty much, not everybody is going to make it through, but I did this to build my initial newsletter. When I first said I'm going to do a newsletter last year, I think I announced it in June, and I actually used a software tool, I can't remember the name of it now, that actually creates wait lists. And then it says, I'm only going to send the first newsletter to the first 500 people. If you want to be in the first 500 and you're not number 500, because right now you're number 572, according to the stats that signed up, refer somebody. And for every person you refer, I'll move you up 10 spots. So people referring,
a countdown timer or something on
people
that.
referring left and right, and that list went to like 1,600.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So the email marketing is super powerful. But what about?
I haven't done any referral. Forward this on and refer a friend like you do with the refer. If I haven't done any of that yet, like I said, I literally just got my first box shipped out last week, and the Helene. The devastation, in South Carolina, around North Carolina, Tennessee, I had to go through the whole subscriber list and see who was in those states and send them an email saying, please confirm I can mail this. And there were 9 people who haven't responded yet. So I held their boxes back because there's a really good chance they not only don't have service, they don't mail service, they don't have a mailbox or a house. So that kind of threw a wrench in things. And you have to you see what I mean? They're people. I'm not just mailing out boxes you have to see your subscribers as their people and treat them as such. And I think that's a key.
Well, I do that when I'm writing an email. I have an avatar in mind. Like I have one of my customers, I think of a person by name, someone I've met at a show, or like if I'm writing something to, I don't know, someone that's a service provider or in the internet space, that's an educator. And I'm writing, come participate on my webinar or something, or my training. I write with somebody in mind. I'll think of, I don't know, it could be Norm. Like, all right, if I was writing this email to Norm to convince Norm, what would I need to say? And so it's not just, okay, I'm writing this to all these people out there, some nebulous crowd. I put an avatar in my mind. I do it with all my other businesses too, where I'll have somebody a customer that I've met or talked to on the phone or whatever. What would Johnny buy?
Yeah.
And I think that's important. A lot of people don't do that because they're, like you said, these are human beings.
Well, and surveying them, because what we think they like sometimes might not be the case. I thought they would want chickens and cows and then horses, but that's not what the survey told me. That's not what they told me. So I still like to challenge myself as, okay, what's really important to them? Well, let me ask them instead of just guessing. I can do a ton of research on my own and have AI build a profile for me, but maybe that's not boots on the ground what they really want. I still want to ask the person I'm looking to sell to.
Is there a way when you're building this list, like Kevin was talking about an avatar, and it's so important, but we might have multiple avatars. Do you send out a list, or can you send out your email to try to target, to find out who that avatar is? So maybe there's that chicken lover, the horse lover, and the cow lover, and you're going to target them with some sort of print on demand thing later on. Are you doing anything like that?
Which part of it? Targeting
the avatar. So specifically, like if you have maybe the avatar would be, I don't know, it could be the horse lover on a horse farm, and then you find out that there's the teen who loves cows, or just specific avatars for that farm girl.
Gotcha. So first thing I did on the opt-in page, it's not just name and email, it's what's your favorite farm animal. So they're dropping in there what their favorite farm animal is. And that's that data informs me, and that's before they even get the survey. Second, in watching the channels, the YouTube channels and the Facebook Reels that are targeted to this sassy farm girl market, I'm learning a lot about the different avatars. And the big one within that is stay-at-home moms. They're called farm wives. There's actually a whole Facebook page for farm wives, or group. I think it's a group. I don't remember the size, but it's huge. So just going through those posts and reading, the first, it won't be print on demand, but it'll be digital. The first digital I'll do in January is a farm planner for the entire year. So counting the eggs and, tracking when you milk the cows, just do a whole planner for that.
And I guess the other thing that you'll have to do with something like that is get into these groups to understand the lingo. There's certain phrases and certain things that they'll talk about, and you can't make it up. If you go in, it sounds like you're doing that exact thing, going into the Facebook groups or looking at Reels and pulling out those phrases that they might use.
Yes, absolutely. I even bought myself a cowgirl hat.
Very good.
It came on a liquidation palette. I can't say I bought it, but it's white with a big pink star on it. And I put it on and I walked through my little boutique with, saying, hey, we're about to launch the Farm Girl box. Some of this stuff could be in your box. Check it out. And I just walked through the whole boutique area and didn't zoom in on any particular product, but there's a lot of pinks and pretties in my boutique. So I gave them I have a lot of totes with farm animals on them. Like, there's a horse and there's a chicken. And so I'm starting to lean into the avatar personally, although I'm not a farm girl. I do like horses. What girl doesn't? But I can't ever say I lived the farm life. But I wanted to understand them instead of being separate from them.
And there's ways, like you said, on segment like this, or finding out, there's ways to do that with polls or just contests where you could send out, if you wanted to find out, you have a list of 5,000 people of women, and you're like, I wonder who's into farm life and who's not. I don't want to burn the list. You could send something to them. Hey, we're having a little contest, vote, and you have a picture of one's a cowboy on a farm, with some horses or cows or stacks of hay or whatever, and the other one's a guy in a Lamborghini and in Miami on the beach, or whatever. You get the idea. Where you just
Right.
based on what they
I like
choose,
that.
you can actually segment them, and you can actually once what they choose. If they chose the cowboy one, you could actually take it to one or two more levels. I wouldn't do too many, but then narrow that down even more. With a next question that's got two more choices or something, you could really refine your list. Who was it that we had on? Was it Kat that we had on, Norm, that said they did this for political stuff? She said that big client had a list of 1 million people, and they wanted to find out who the Trump people were and who the Biden people were. This is when Biden was still in the race, and they sent something in the morning, basically saying, I forget exactly what it said, but Trump is the greatest of all time, and he's the best or whatever. So they could click here if you agree, if you're a MAGA, and then so they could find out all the MAGA people. Then they sent in the afternoon the same list, all about Biden. Biden's the best ever. If you hate Trump, click here to support it.
I'm worried about a lot of opt-outs from both sides.
They got the Biden people, but they knew who clicked to support, and they didn't care about the opt-outs. And then at night, they targeted each one of those separately, and it crushed.
Oh, yeah, I'll bet.
With a very dedicated email to each one, so that they did not want a totally separate ESP. So anything that they burned on the first one, reputation-wise or whatever, a lot of opt-outs or marked as spam or something, because people are like, I don't want this Trump crap or this Biden stuff coming to my whichever way you lean. It works brilliantly. So there's all kinds of cool stuff you can do like that to segment your list too.
I think that was Elaine Polfeld.
Was it Elaine that did? Okay, I thought it was Kat. Okay,
it might have been Kat, but I thought it was her.
Anytime you have a really passionate, like sports are the same thing, political issues, sports teams and people hating one and loving the other. Anytime you have that kind of polarization, I think that's a lot easier to do. I'm pretty sure my sassy farm girls don't have a lot of polarization, but you never know. So the cow lovers might have it in for the horse lovers.
You know what? Every time you've been saying this, farm girls, you know what comes to my mind? Have you seen that TV show, Farmer Wants a Wife?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like a reality show
it's
that
like
airs on
a dating show. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's on ABC or CBS, or just look it up on your Hulu or YouTube TV or whatever.
Really?
It's called Farm. There's two seasons of aired, and it's Farmer Wants a Wife, and it's like 4 farm guys, Oklahoma and Georgia and wherever they are, and like 20 women that compete to actually, and they choose like 5, and these 5 come and live on the farm with them. And they show the whole process, and at the end, hopefully he picks one that's going to end up being his wife. There's a
dating app. I just read it. Isn't there a dating app?
Farmers.com.
So I'm going to go see if they have an affiliate program.
Yeah, you should look at farmers.com. And
there's the demo. That's the answer to Norm's question: is how can I drill down inside the demographics of the demographics? How many of them are single, and how many of them are not, or how many want to be single?
Yeah, or even people that it's not just the farmers' wives; it's the people that I would love to live on a farm sometime. Maybe that they have that affinity. They're living in a big city, but they're really a small town girl.
Yeah, I'd love to live on a farm away from
off the grid. That's a
blast. It's
finding those people and letting them live vicariously through your box could be.
It's people who love cows. Like people wear cow earrings and carry totes who are city girls. So it's people who like the farm girl life, not necessarily ones who live on the farm, but clearly a lot of them are going to live on a farm. And that's why I added when I wrote the original opt-in page, do you love the farm girl life? And I changed that to are you a farm girl? And then I added one word, sassy. Because I picture that sassy farm girl, mucking stuff, but she's got cute earrings and a cute little cap on. I wanted the cute part of it, the feel good about yourself and love the farm lifestyle. That's my avatar.
So are you doing any testing on the emails? Are you doing A/B testing, like send one out in the morning and see which one, two different emails, see which one gets clicked, and then follow that up?
Not right now. No, right now I've
No?
opened the box for 6 days for the next box. Now my churn rate's been really low for this box, which I'm surprised.
It's 6 days between boxes?
No. It's a month between boxes, but I
Oh,
open
okay.
the cart once a month. So I
Oh, okay,
open it this
okay,
morning.
okay.
It closes next Monday, and then I ship Friday.
How much does a box cost?
$50
Plus shipping, or that's everything?
plus $9.99 shipping, and then in between the cart opens, I hit them with a mystery T-shirt. So they can buy a mystery T-shirt. It comes with little accessories of my choice, like a little, necklace or something. And then I can just pull from stock I have based on, they tell me what size they want, and I just pull from stock I already have. So there's no money out of pocket because I already have the product. And then the chicken tote bundle. I love to bundle, right? The chicken tote with the chunky bracelet and the earrings. I put that in between. And then I just launched Boo Mail, which is everything and anything I have in my boutique that is related to Halloween. And then I have a Moo Mail. These are one-time things. It comes in a poly, and the poly bag has cows on it, duh. And it's a cow T-shirt and a bag of cow tails, which is like these little caramel things, which are really good, and some cow earrings, and one other thing. I can't think about them all. Oh, a little crossbody bag for $39. And because it's not in a box, boxes cost close to $2 a piece. But I got polys for 40 cents a piece that have these cute cows on it. And that becomes part of the allure of it. When they get that packaging, they have that, oh my God, that's so cute, before they even open it. And that's Moo Mail. And then I have a Christmas box, which is separate from the subscription box. And it's only Christmas product, not farm related, anything. Just, do you love Christmas? And there's a box of a bunch of Christmas stuff that I already have in stock.
And this is everything in these boxes is coming off of liquidations.
Yeah, or it's stuff I already have in my warehouse. Yeah, all of it is liquidation except for, let me think about this. Yeah, no, it's all liquidation right now.
That's brilliant. That's really smart.
Have you ever reached out? I've worked with some subscription box companies before, and where their profit lies is companies that provide them with samples.
Yeah.
You do that?
I do not. And here's why I've chosen not. If I did it, it would not be as part of the regular stuff in the box. It would be a little thing, like a little extra, because there are boxes out there. I don't want to say any of them. One of them starts with like FFF, where all it is samples of random stuff. And the reviews on those are, they just threw a bunch of stuff in there from different manufacturers with marketing stuff in there. And I bought like a snack box once. I got a snack subscription box, and there was just random stuff in there that was clearly all samples smaller. And the perceived value of it was, nah, I canceled them. I didn't continue with them. So if somebody wanted to give me samples, I'd put it in a box, but I wouldn't make it in place of something else. Does that make sense?
All right. Yep.
I want my people to be surprised and shocked and awed and wowed and put a big smile on their face. And I don't think samples is going to do that for me.
Hey, Kevin King and Norm Farrar here. If you've been enjoying this episode of Marketing Misfits, thanks for listening this far. Continue listening. We got some more valuable stuff coming up. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast player, or if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify, make sure you subscribe to our channel because you don't want to miss a single episode of the Marketing Misfits. Have you subscribed yet, Norm?
Well, this is an old guy alert. Should I subscribe to my own podcast?
Yeah, but what if you forget to show up one time and it's just me on here? You're not going to know what I say.
I'll buy you a beard and you can sit in my chair too. You can go back and forth with one another. Yikes! But that being said, don't forget to subscribe, share it. Oh, and if you really like this content, somewhere up there's a banner. Click on it and you'll go to another episode of the Marketing Misfits.
Make sure you don't miss a single episode because you don't want to be like Norm.
Oh.
So another one of the promotions is they can buy a gift subscription, but a 3-month subscription. I'll give them a discount on it. But the first box, since I have extra horse totes, will be the horse box that went out last week. So when they buy somebody a 3-month gift subscription for Christmas for somebody else, it will not renew. It'll be a one-time, because after 3 months, like, I'm not paying for the subscription for this Aunt Ida who came for Christmas for another 3 months, right? So it'll be like 3 boxes, one-time purchase, but it won't be the new boxes coming up. It'll be the horse box that I still have 50 of, because I still have 50 of the totes, which is the main thing. And that score of that product, it gives them the thing that farm girls told me they really like the most, horses. Yep. And I use up that product. The new person getting that 3-month doesn't know that was October's box. So those are the things I'm doing this year with the subscription box.
And not every box might be the same, because you might run out of something.
Oh, yeah. No. They're all the same.
But what if you run out of, I don't know, the little horse that you're putting in? You have 700 people that order a subscription box, but you only have 613 of these little horses that you're putting in. Do you fill it with something else from the liquidation? Then those other people get slightly different boxes?
I'm hoping that, my numbers say that I want to grow X amount of percentage every single month, so I can kind of prognosticate out how many T-shirts I'll need.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's you have to plan out as you grow. As I get bigger, I'd have to plan 6 months out. Right now, I know I have plenty. I have a spreadsheet with the 4 boxes that are upcoming for the next 4 months, plus the one-of boxes in there, and all the product on there is product I have plenty of in my box. If I needed to fill something in, I would do something similar. I might offer, just grab something, go one of the local liquidation houses, or if I have to go to Walmart to buy something to fill in, then I will. If it costs me more to fill in those extra 10 boxes because I didn't have one product and I have to buy retail, I will. I won't leave it out of the box, because that hurts the box experience, and then that increases the opt-out, the churn rate. So I want to make people happy. And because my box cost is really low because of the way I source, I can afford to have that extra bubble of money in case something, like all the large T-shirts I had to send to people, I accidentally sent XL to XL. Yeah, I can eat that because I've got the T-shirts in stock and I didn't pay that much for them.
I think that's another important thing that you just brought out, is that, yeah, you can go out there and market to anybody, but there's going to be problems. And unless you're on your customer service, exceptional customer service will take care of most problems that come up, and by giving that XL right away.
Yep. Not only that, but I put some stickers in there too. Like I didn't just send them the T-shirt. I put a little, whatever, some stuff I have around, we put one of these in here. I'll put one of those in there, right? I just put something extra in there. Yeah. Halloween is here. So what does it really cost me to put one of these guys in it? Little skull pen as a little thank you. And the weight's not that much extra. So instead of just getting the T-shirt, now they get a T-shirt and a little gift. That just increases that goodwill a little bit. Just that little, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra.
Exactly.
Now I run my business based on that. My life too, based on that theory. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra.
I think that's a good way to end this podcast. So if there's any sassy farm girls that are looking for subscription boxes, how do they get a hold of you?
If they're interested in the farm girl life, then thefarmgirlbox.com. And if anybody wants to ask me questions about anything marketing related or business, I like business and marketing strategy. I like building businesses and buying and combining businesses. You can go to marketingmojoclub.com, something I just started, marketingmojoclub.com, where we get together and talk all things marketing.
All right.
Awesome. Well, this has been great, Barbara. Always fun to chat with you, and always fun to talk. The time flies too fast.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on, gentlemen. I really appreciate you.
Oh, we had a blast.
Appreciate you too. Awesome.
All right, Barbara, I'm going to remove you now, and Kevin and I are just going to talk for a sec.
Okay.
Oh, there's the chicken.
Very true.
Very true.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you. All right.
Good stuff. It always enjoy talking marketing and shop. Time always flies when we talk to someone that is very creative and innovative and doing things in a cool and different way. That's a true misfit.
A true misfit, yes. And you know what? What I liked was right at the end, because we talk a lot about marketing strategies, but there's that one little thing that you got to add, and that's that customer service. Exceptional. Barbara summed it up at the end. I mean, it's all about that exceptional customer service will get you that client or have that loyal client or customer.
Yep, it's that over and beyond and just surprising and delighting, and willing to admit when you make a mistake and make it right.
You know how I can see this. When I go to your house and you have my little Coke Zeros, because I like my Coke Zeros, that you have my ice cream, you have my gummy bears, not my gummies, but my gummy bears. That's called exceptional customer service. Donuts in the morning.
It works, doesn't it?
Tiff cookies.
It works. It works. Yeah. I mean, literally, if someone comes to my house, I think it was Amy Weiss. Amy, and she came and stayed with me for in my guest room for an internet marketing conference. I think it was back in March, and she loves tea in the morning, and she's like, "Do you have a tea sift or something?" I don't drink teas. I was like, "What the hell is that?" And I'm looking around everywhere. I said, "Should I have one here somewhere?" I couldn't find it. I ordered one on Amazon that day. She's coming back today. Actually, another conference here. She's gonna stay a couple nights, and I have it. Or my brother came to town, and his girlfriend loves some sort of black English tea, and I didn't have it, and so I immediately went and got it. But that's customer service. I mean, that's taking care of people, whether it's my friends or my business associates or my customers. That's part of going over and beyond. Now, some people will take advantage of you. I take advantage of that from time to time, but usually those little things go a long way. I mean, we were at dinner last week, and Guy, remember when he said the story about when he came years ago, and he didn't have a charger, and he still 7-8 years later still remembers that. And those things carry on, and that's what a lot of people forget. It's like exactly what Barbara said. These are humans. Yeah. And treat people not as a customer, not as an object, not as a number, but as a human, and you can do amazing things.
I want to add one other, another story to this, and that's our life pods. So Kevin and I, we got to finish with a cigar story. So Kevin and I have these biometric life pod cigar humidors, and I brought it home one day. I was traveling back, and the paint started to chip off of it. Now, these aren't cheap. They're a few $100 each. And the paint started to chip off. So I sent an email over to the customer service. They got back to me right away. They didn't ask for a picture. They didn't ask for anything. They just said, we're going to send it out right away. Gave them the info. And they sent out a brand new life pod, which I just picked up at your house, by the way. No questions asked. And I think that's just, again, it's exceptional customer service. And then they followed up. So keep that in mind.
And keep in mind that you don't want to miss an episode of Marketing Misfits. Every Tuesday, a brand new one comes out. Hit that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. Go to marketingmisfits.com. .com. .c. Wait a minute. I can never get this thing right. Marketingmisfits something.
I'm going to put that over the top of you there on the wall. That's what we should do, is put it on the wall behind you. It's marketingmisfits.co.
There you go. You can find out everything about the show. And if you like this episode with Barbara, forward this on to somebody. If you know a farm girl, forward this on. Like, hey, you got to listen to this. Check it out. Or if you know someone that's thinking about doing subscription boxes or whatever, forward this episode on and let them check out the Marketing Misfits. We're happy you're here with us. We're happy you stayed till the end. And we'll see you all again next week.
All right. See you later.
Ciao.